I wanted to come on here, talk about this bike a little bit. Today is the day I am selling it. So this will kind of serve as the last ride video slash review slash my only video of it that I've ever made. This is my 2023 CBR1000RR-R Fireblade SP. It is the 30th anniversary edition, as you can tell by the 30th anniversary badge and the white paint scheme. And today I'm going to review this. I'm going to review it. Actually, I'm not going to review it. I'm just going to go over pros and cons. I can't really review it that well. Well, I could, but let's start with the pros. So, obviously, if you look at it, my favorite thing about this bike is the way it looks and how special it is. I mean, it's got this beautiful white and red and blue, red, white, and blue paint scheme with all these super premium components like Öhlins suspension, electronic, Brembo, Kropovich exhaust, or however you say it. It's got the full belly pan, black wheels, and this super aggressive tail section. Look at that Öhlins rear shock as well. I mean, this is the real deal. And also I said it's very special. And so this one is serialized as number 1945. That's a very special number. It seems to be, a lot of people comment on that. I think I know why. Also, yeah, it's got this 30th anniversary badge on here, as well as on the muffler. It's got 30th anniversary, oh, it's a spider web. 30th anniversary CBR Fireblade. Look at that CBR logo. Oh. My favorite thing by far about it is the way it looks and how special it is. There's no real figure on how many of these they made, at least for the US, but since this is number 1945 and I've seen up to like 2,200, I think that means there's around 2,500 for the world. I've come to this quiet neighborhood, so hopefully I'm not bothering anybody. Number one, my number one favorite pro or thing I like about it is the way it looks. The way it looks and how special it is. Two is, I sort of like how much attention it gets. That's obviously one of the aspects of owning a liter bike is it's the talk of the town for sure. I mean, everybody's looking at you. It does well on social media. It's very loud, figuratively. So you definitely get a lot of eyes on this thing, whether you like that or not. So there's definitely a lot of appeal. It's very inspirational to many people. This is like the flagship motorcycle that many people, including myself, aspire to. So that's another aspect I like about it. I touched on it briefly for a second there, but obviously it is the flagship Honda. This is the one to get. It says Honda in big letters down there, so I really love that part about it. I have a bunch of Hondas, big Honda fan, so in that aspect as well. I mean, look at it. Maybe the third thing that I like a lot about it, third pro, is the technology. So it's very, I guess you would say, innovative, or like pushing the boundaries of technology or current technology available. So it's got the electronic suspension that I mentioned, front and rear. It's got an extremely intricate electronics package. So it's got, let me try and get into the settings. So yeah, like I said, you've got different suspension modes. Not sure if you can see that. Quick shift drop down, that's standard on many things now. Steering damper as electronic. You can kind of see it down there somewhere. And that has 3 different stages. Adjustable ABS. It's got this super cool, these super cool rev lights when you get up to red line. It's got a launch control and all the other goodies. You can even adjust the suspension, compression and rebound. Look at that, yeah. So front compression, front rebound, rear compression, rear rebound. So you can change that to however you desire. Obviously it's meant for the track, so that's where you would be using that. Of course, I am at no level. Well, I have no business on this bike, but I'm not at that level yet to be adjusting things electronically on the fly. I sort of touched on it earlier, but another thing I really like about it is the way it looks. This is a tribute to the 1992 Fireblade, this one being the 30th anniversary. So it's sort of like a, I guess you would say like replica maybe of the 1992 Fireblade. I believe it was done by the same guy. It was a Japanese guy. His name is Baba, I think. And so it's got like this wolf claw of like red, white, and blue paint. Comes down to the front. It says HRC on the front. It's got these crazy headlights and inbuilt winglets. Now, you may be expecting me to say the next pro is how fast it is or the way it rides, but it's actually not. I would say that's my first con. Okay, that's probably one of the biggest things I don't like about it is the way it rides. And there's 2 aspects to that. First is the seating position. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's a leader bike, it's a super bike, it's a race bike. It's not meant to be comfortable. It's not comfortable, but it is beyond any level of realistic practicality for the street. It is totally beyond any level of usability or practicality. Just to highlight this, when the superbike teams got this bike, I don't know if this is a true story or not, I've heard of it, but when the superbike teams got this bike in 21 or in 20, the rear sets were so high for the riders that they actually had to lower them. I don't know if that's a true story, but I've heard of it. And the way that affects me is that when I have my knee on the rear set, I'll have my ball of the foot on the peg. If I go full throttle, my elbow will touch my knee. It is so beyond any level of comfort. It is genuinely dangerous. It's to the point where I cannot even steer the bike. I don't know if it's just me. I don't know if it's this specific bike, this unit, or this bike in general. I know you can lower the rear sets. I never did that, but this bike is ridiculously uncomfortable to the point where I cannot steer it. I think that's mainly down to the bars and the rear sets. I don't think it's actually a fault of the bike or the handling or the swing arm or whatever, the tires or the suspension or me, maybe even. I think it's just the bars and the rear sets need to be tweaked. And I think they know this because for 2025, they tweaked both of those. They increased the height of the bars by like a centimeter and lowered the rear sets a little bit. The second part to that con about me not liking the way it rides is the fueling. Like the fueling slash how it runs, how it's super lean. This bike, it's obviously a leader bike. It's got super tall gearing. First gear goes to 102 miles per hour. Ask me how I know in Mexico. It is ridiculous. Like, this kind of falls back to like the whole street thing. It doesn't really work for the street at all, which is fine. I know it's a super bike. The second sort of part of that is the fueling. The fueling is super lean, and when you're just putting around town, which I know it's not what it's made for, if you're just partial throttle, it's super jerky, it's not smooth. You'll have sudden influxes and dips of power through the rev range. It's like really weird. Like you'll get up to 1 to 6K is like absolutely no power. It feels like you're driving like a Miata, like an NA Miata, Then at 6K, it's almost like it's got VTEC or something like stupid, ridiculous. At 6K, it like turns into like a spaceship. And then it sort of dies off a little bit again. And then at like 9K, it picks up back again. So the fueling is really weird. I also know it's really down on power, which doesn't really bother me. I'm not really riding it to its fullest potential or its fullest speed. I mean, on the street, you can do 100 miles an hour in first gear. So it's stupid to complain about power, but power, it's down on power. It's got awkward fueling. It doesn't really run well like the way it should be. One thing I love about it that I forgot to touch on earlier is the way it sounds, and it sounds amazing. I don't know if I should start it up right now because I'll have to leave, but this is an amazing sounding liter bike, a 4-cylinder, inline 4, traditional, like very traditional Honda sound or traditional Japanese inline 4 sound. It sounds really good all throughout the revs, at redline, through the downshifts with the blips. It sounds amazing everywhere. On cold start. It's really good. The brakes are okay. I mean, the brakes are good, yes, but again, like I slide so far forward because my knees are so high, and you know, I can't really brake as hard as I want to like I can on some naked bikes, and maybe that's just my stature. I'm 5'11", 165 with like a 33-inch inseam, so I'm, I guess, quite tall for this bike. Yeah, so brakes are good, suspension is good, it's firm, adjustable, just the way I like it. It's quite comfortable. You can tell the difference between the ride modes. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's pretty much it. The looks, like I said, are 10 out of 10. The power and the rideability, not so good. Comfort / ride position, not good at all. Quick shifter's good, brakes are good, suspension's good. I'd say like pretty middle of the line, honestly. Middle of the road, nothing really to write home about. Sound is amazing. I'm sure it can be really fast if you put a tune-in exhaust on it. But overall, I'm really happy to own this bike. This is a really proud to own moment for me. This is my dream bike. This is the flagship Honda bike to own. It's super special, super limited. You can't get this anywhere. They hold their value well. They go for a lot of money. So just even having the opportunity to own something like this at my stage in life is amazing. I'm really grateful to be in this position. Yeah, I just can't get enough of it. Look at it in the sun from any angle. It's like, it's beautiful. Look at this over here. This is my favorite angle. The rear half of it, the super sharp tail and the super slim, the way it tapers off into the edge with the tail lights. The tail lights are dotted. I have the tail tidy on there. It's really good. It's a really good looking bike. So yeah, hope you enjoyed my little pros and cons tour on this bike. If I had to pick out one feature or one quirk that I really like, it's this. Well, check this out. So first it's got the 30th anniversary logo right here, sticker. Then it's serialized. Then when you turn it on, it'll show this 30th anniversary logo. 30th anniversary Fireblade. It's really good. Also, it's keyless. I think all bikes should have that. All right, check out this cold start. Warm start, actually. Let's get off. Listen to that thing. Jeez, sounds mean. All right, let's go for a little ride. Hopefully no one's gonna call the cops on me. This nice neighborhood. One thing I notice is when you're slipping the clutch, I think it gives you, it's got like a little bit of assist. it gives you some gas, basically is what I'm trying to say. Like as you're slipping the clutch, it knows you're slipping the clutch, and maybe it sees the res dropping or whatever, and it gives you a little bit of gas. It's kind of like a new car when you're slipping the clutch. So I guess that's sort of a con. I mean, I would want something like truly raw and unrefined. All right. Oh, I thought that was a cop. It's a Volvo. I don't know if he wanted me to rev it, but I did. Oh, another thing I don't really like, I guess, is the auto-canceling turn signals. I couldn't find a way to turn it off, but they don't seem to work very well. They turn off too quickly. Oh, the Red Bull truck had a Turbo S. Maybe he'll give me a case. It is a Turbo S. $593. And they do have Apple Pay, that's good. It's good that it's wireless, but you gotta take your key out to open the gas thing. Unlike the BMWs that I've ridden, it's wireless and you don't need to take your key out. Oh yeah, look at that. $14 for 2.5 gallons. That is ridiculous. Not even 2.5 gallons. But I forgot to say it's really fast. Well, I think I said that, but it cuts through the air really nicely. It's very aerodynamic. There's no resistance. It's just effortlessly fast once you get it out of the lower revs. It feels like a, I don't know how to describe it, it feels like a bullet. I can downshift at like 10 grand. It's also got that little rev counter there that goes all the way 4 digits, or 4 and 5 digits, so you can see exactly what rev you are down to the digits if you so desire. And it's got CBR on one screen. Oh, I'm gonna go through. I was trying to say, it's got CBR on one screen, and then let me find it. On another screen, it just says Fireblade, just in case you forgot what you were writing. All right, time to get creative here. This is legal in the state of California, by the way. Truck. I see those every day. Car spotting, basically. So they're not obliged to make space for me, but usually they do. And I can't get upset if they don't. 8K flat 6. Oh, that's pretty good. Bunch of good plates today. I also probably should say that I only put 600 miles on this bike, and if I took it to the track, or if I used it as intended, or modified it greater to fit me better, my review would probably be a lot more positive. Not that it was negative, but the things I mentioned that I don't like about it could be easily remedied, like rear sets or different clip-ons or a tube. It just costs money though. I mean, it's already a $30,000 bike, so. Give it an overall score though, out of 10. 10 being a perfect bike, of which I've ridden 2. The 2 being CB750 Hornet and R1300 GS Adventure, the BMW. If those are a 10 and like a bicycle is a 1, I would give this bike, including the price value proposition, I would give it an 7. I was going to say 8, but I would give it a 7. If I modified it, or if I had a 2025 with lower rear sets and all that, I would give it a higher score. It would for sure be a little bit better. But the reason why the value came into play is because you see bikes like the S1000, or even the R1, which is a little bit dated, but let's take the S1000 for example. It's got forged wheels, stainless steel brake lines, not that I really care or can use it to the fullest potential. It's got like some cool, like not actually, but like more innovative features. It's got the brand name. And all that is, you could get like a fully loaded S1K for like 27. So and this bike's 29,990 or whatever, so it's a little bit cheaper, a little bit better, a little bit faster, runs a little bit better, has more power by a little bit, so it's incrementally better. And for someone of my stature, again 5'11", 170 pounds, 33-inch inseam, it fits me way better. I've sat on plenty of them, so maybe that's on the radar for me, S1000, but it doesn't have the unique factor or the cool factor of how special this bike is. That's, again, going back to it for the 100th time, that's my favorite thing about this bike. That's my favorite thing about this bike. It's this one in particular. And overall, I'm really happy to have been able to own this thing and ride it and review it and make videos on it. The road is really bumpy. Yeah, and this is a memory I'll have forever. At the age of 23, I owned this this $30,000 super bike, super limited edition that they don't make anymore and all that. So all in all, thank you to whoever, thank you to my destiny or whoever allowed me to own this god, I guess, own this bike. And yeah, on to the next one. One final note is that this bike will be for sale at Molly Motorsports in Corona, California. It is a 2023 CBR1000 RR Fireblade. It's the 30th anniversary, and it's only got 865 miles on it. So if you'd like to purchase it, you know where it is, and you also know who owned it. So yeah, there she is.